We did a survey. Sorry, this live chat GPT thing is not working due to some online network issues. So we'll start with the results of the survey. So the first thing is to know how many of us are actually using AI, how many of us are using the generative AI platforms in our daily life, in professional life. No, the other one. We need the other PPT and in research work. I know many of us are already using it. So for this, we created a survey and circulated it. Not this one, not this one. We need the other PPT. Sorry. Yeah. So we circulated the survey, though we expected much more responses. We got about 74 responses. And this one. Thank you very much. Sorry, sir? Yeah. So thank you, Ramadwar sir. So sir has typed the same thing, welcome address for Indian Association of Pediatric Surgeons. So within seconds, it's given this output, which says, honored guests, esteemed colleagues and friends, good morning and a warm welcome to the annual conference of Indian Association of Pediatric Surgeons. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before such a distinguished gathering of professionals who are dedicated to the well-being and care of children in need of surgical intervention. We are united by a shared mission to advance the field of pediatric surgery through education, collaboration, and the pursuit of excellence. The conference provides a unique opportunity for us to come together, experts and innovators from diverse backgrounds and regions, to exchange knowledge, share best practices, and explore new technology that will shape the future of pediatric surgery. What a brilliant message. Within seconds. So thank you very much, sir, for that. So, so we will go through in this order. I'll share the survey report. Then Dr. Alish, who is MCH resident at Sion, Mumbai, he will be briefly talking about introduction to AI. Then how AI in healthcare is coming up. Dr. Ashish Verma, who is a second year MCH resident at SMS Jaipur, will be sharing his thoughts. And in the end, how AI has come up in pediatric surgery, how the apps have come up, and what are the future, how can we develop more AI-based apps for use in pediatric surgery. Dr. Vinayak Rangan, who is a final year MCH at SMS Jaipur, will be talking us through that. And we have Dr. Subrat from AIMS Bhubaneswar as an expert, and we will have comments from the audience. And I need it to be more interactive. Unfortunately, we have a very, very meager audience, but let's take it from here. So, yeah, so this is the survey. Slides are not moving, sorry. Slide changer is here, right. So, just who were our respondents? 74 respondents. Almost we had an equal distribution between 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and 50 to 60. Primary area of specialization, most responders identify as general pediatric surgeons, some were subspecialists. Current practice setting, half were in academic settings, half were in private hospitals. How many years? So interestingly, 30% were practicing for more than 20 years, 1/3 for more than 10 years, and we had some young guys who responded. So we had a good mix of the respondents. So the first question, how familiar are you with AI? So 60%, 2/3 said that they are somewhat familiar, 10% said very familiar, and a small chunk, about I think 5 to 6% also said very unfamiliar, right? General attitude towards AI in healthcare, so very positive, about 40% are very positive, another 40% are somewhat positive, but good thing nobody is negative about AI in pediatric surgery or healthcare. Can AI enhance the quality of pediatric surgical care? Mostly people said either greatly enhances or somewhat enhances. Is there a laser pointer? Laser pointer? No laser pointer? No problem. So, and the rest were neutral. So in what areas do you use AI in current practice? So a big chunk, 50% said they don't use AI currently in their practice, which is fair. 30% said in diagnostic imaging, 10% surgical planning, 10% patient monitoring, another 20% in administrative tasks. So a big chunk is going into that in scheduling, in writing emails, generating brochures, etc. And small percentage in robotic surgery, literature reading, etc. How often do you use it? Never. So that's fair. That 50% who doesn't use AI, they said they never use AI. People like me might have written, I use it weekly. Some people are using it daily, about 18%, which is great. How effective do you find AI in assisting with diagnostic accuracy? So most people are neutral about that. They don't know whether it is accurate for diagnosis, but some people have found it somewhat effective. About 25% said that it's useful in diagnostics. Do you feel that AI has improved outcomes in your practice? So again, 50% said not applicable. They're not using that AI. 27% has said yes, somewhat. So one-fourth of us are using AI. These are among the respondents, obviously, which are about 75, said that they are using AI and it is improving their practice. How do you use it for research-related tasks? So a big chunk, 50% said they are using apps like Grammarly, which I think most of us are using, or using plagiarism detection softwares. 40% are using for literature review and 28% said data analysis and interpretation. So I have used it personally for data analysis. Now you don't need a statistician. If you know how to give the correct prompts, you can do the statistical analysis yourself. It is great for literature review and generating summaries when you want to write an introduction or discussion of a research paper. We'll see how it goes. And also for reference management, and again, 30% said they don't use it for research-based work. How often do you use it? Again, some people are using it weekly, but yes, a chunk is there, 8%, which said they're using it daily. So some of us are using it daily. How it has impacted the quality of your research activities? Most people said, 40% said not used. They have not used the research-based AI, but 25%, 20% have said haven't used it enough to comment, and most have said no change. So it has not positively affected the outcome of research. How do you find the AI tools for enhancing writing and publications? So most are neutral about that, but about a third have found it somewhat useful. Do you feel comfortable on AI for tasks such as data analysis? You are giving your data in an AI platform. It remains saved there. So are you comfortable giving your data to the AI-based platform? So most are neutral about that. One-third are somewhat comfortable, but yes, there is a chunk. You can see that purple thing, the 5 to 10% are very uncomfortable while sharing their data with the AI-based apps. What are your primary concerns? 50% said accuracy and reliability of AI-based platform for research. So if you are generating an introduction for your paper or for a paper presentation, the people are concerned that how accurate or reliable it is compared to compared to a literature search on, say, PubMed. 50% have concerns on accuracy, 40% have concerns about data privacy, and other concerns are over-reliance on technology and lack of control on what the AI is generating and giving you. Do you use AI-powered applications in your personal life? Most of us are using it, so 70% are used, but the big chunk, one-third, are not even using AI in their personal lives. Where do we use it? We all use virtual assistant like Siri or Alexa. We are using health tracking apps. All of us are using smart watch. They are tracking our walking steps, and most of us are using that. Smart home devices, AI-based recommendations, whatever the Google is showing you or the YouTube is showing you, that is AI-based. It is based on your searches previously. So that is also AI-based. I think, so the result of whether you are using AI in your personal life is, I think it will be 100%. How comfortable are you using AI for your personal data? So when we asked about how comfortable you are for research-based data, there a small proportion was comfortable, but you see here, 36% are uncomfortable while sharing personal data. We don't want our heart rates, our blood pressures to go into some app. We don't want AI to know about my health or my family's health or other things. So we are uncomfortable with that. What are your primary concerns about using AI in pediatric surgery? So again, same things, data privacy and security is the top result, 66%, reliability, accuracy, lack of personal interaction, and ethical considerations. Do you believe AI can replace certain aspects of your role as a pediatric surgeon? Not at all is 30%. To a large extent is the two-third, which is the majority. And yes, to a large extent, 60% have said yes to a limited extent, and a small majority says to a large extent. Do you believe AI will get more integrated into pediatric surgery practice over the next decade? We are talking about the next 10 years. 40% have said definitely. Another 40% have said probably. So most agree on that point that it is going to change our practice in the next decade. Are you interested in receiving further training or education about AI technology? An overwhelming yes for that. About 95% have said yes. What are the resources you would like to find useful for learning about AI? Workshops or seminars was the majority. Online courses, 70%. Professional conferences, reading materials, etc. Only one person said they have already done a 10-hour online course. So that's great. I think we need to do more courses, get more into AI and learn more. So these are the just last two open-ended questions. In your opinion, what is the most significant benefit of AI in pediatric surgery? The top result was research for literature review, data management, plagiarism checks. The second was diagnostic imaging, decision making, surgical planning, monitoring patients, robotic surgery, long-term follow-up, surgical simulation. Somebody said it should make public aware that pediatric surgeons are the first choice for all surgical problem in kids. I think that cannot be done by AI, that all of us have to do, you know. So what is your greatest concern about increasing use of AI? Same thing, data privacy, ethical issues, unreliability errors, plagiarism, job loss, cost, increasing dependence, over-reliance, lack of personal involvement. These are the statements which people have written. I will stop using my brain. AI can never replace surgeons, so I have no concerns. But I think that statement has to be modified. Will it take over? That is a big concern. Where will AI take over and we will cease to exist? Are there any specific areas where you would like to see more AI development? Surgical planning, decision making, research, same things. Radiology, diagnostics, paperwork, yes, it can help. Paperwork, already it is helping in paperwork a lot. Robotics and minimal access surgery, it's already there. In the current Da Vinci platform, there is AI. It tells you where your instruments are. If you're in an unsafe zone, it is already there. Same for minimal access surgery, the fluorescence guided surgery, image guided interventions, avoiding errors, telementoring, surgical simulation, antenatal scans and diagnosis. It can help us in a big way there. And 3D reconstruction of complex cases. Again, AI based and 3D printing. If you get them together, we can have models for difficult cases. So I'll end it here and I'll call the experts for taking you further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to present my starting, that is the introduction of artificial intelligence in pediatric surgery. What is the hype about it? What is the hope? And what are the future hit that we can go about it? To start with, as the statistics show that we barely use AI, but it is incorrect. We are actually using AI in our day-to-day practice. The only thing is that we are unaware about it. So let's try to understand what is AI. So before going into the detailed core of the AI, let us understand that the AI investments that have been done in India by many future companies are increasing drastically. Let's say, for example, in 2013 to 2022, the investment done by many companies in AI in health sector, let's say, for example, US was $248 or $448 billion. However, in the last year per se, it has increased to $47 billion. So this shows that along with doctors, many aspects like engineers, financiers, all are interested in AI, and this really holds a good future for all of us. So what is basically artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is the use of computers and technology to simulate intelligent behavior and critical thinking comparable to a human being. So what was the idea? This idea was given by John McCarthy, who is also known as the father of artificial intelligence. He says that there are various characters of a human being. Those are understanding, reasoning, learning, solving problems, effective communication. In case if we are able to incorporate all these thought processes in a machine, then we can actually create something called as intelligent robot. Alan Turing gave the actual concept of intelligent machines, whereby he says that machines learn the association between the things by being repeatedly exposed to data. For example, if we go on to Excel sheet that we must have done all in our school days, if we say 2 plus 3 equal to 5, 3 plus 4 equal to 7, then automatically just by adding numbers, we'll get the sum of it. This is nothing but an machine learning that can be just advocated by simply applying the algorithm. Was the start of use of artificial intelligence, but people were unaware that it is actually AI. AI was first used in surgery in 1980 for surgical planning and navigation. There are three terminologies which are frequently used, that is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Artificial intelligence is a program with the ability to learn and reason like human. It is the largest subset in which we have got a machine learning as a subset, which includes algorithms with the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. And right now we are working on the concept of deep learning, which says it is a subset of machine learning in which artificial neural networks adapt and learn from vast amount of data. Like how we have neurons in our brain functioning and reasoning out into many things. Right now the research are going on deep learning concept. Basically, there are two branches of AI, that is generative AI and conversational AI. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that focuses on creating and generating new content. It has got various subsets and that we have been using repeatedly. For example, text, like we get many emails which are automated, which are company generated, or we get text that your LIC premium with you or your Vodafone recharge is getting over. These are examples of AI automated messages that have been sent by generative AI application. Then there have been code that have been used by engineers. Then we have got image. Let's say few weeks ago, we had got an application which was given by Vikesh sir, where we could incorporate a photo in during the pediatric surgery week. That is nothing but an example of generative AI. Then we have got speech, that is voice synthesis. For example, if I plan to go to southern India and if I don't know any language, if I just type a sentence in English, it will automatically get for to the local language, and that language will be spoken, thus enabling and helping me for further communication. Then we have got video, that is video editing in 3 generation, that I think we all have been using extensively during our laparoscopic surgeries for labeling different parts of operative procedure that been going on. Then we have got 3D models and scene that has been used extensively in the West, whereby before operating on the real patients, they have been trying to practice on the 3D model before going into the operative theater. And others usage are in the music, audio, biology, and other things. Use of generative AI in healthcare can be used in drug discovery, disease prognosis, personalized treatment plans, research, patient care, medical chatbots, and medical robots. Second, we have got conversational AI. It is a type of AI that can simulate human conversation. It happens through natural learning process, a field of AI that allows computer to understand and process human language. For example, if I say, hey Google, please set my alarm for 3 p.m. today. So this will convert into a binary number by natural learning process. Then by deep learning and machine learning application, I'll get a reply after a few seconds. Sure, your alarm has been set for 3 p.m. today. This is again an example of conversational AI that we have been using frequently. Another example that we are using on a day-to-day basis is a Google Map. We just type alone that, please show me the map from Ames to Dehradun Airport. So we'll be able to see various map and the shortest route also. In the healthcare sector, we have got different patterns of conversational AI. For example, AI chatbot. There are various hospitals in the country where, like, the moment you open the website, a chat box will come. Hi, I'm Sri. What problem are you having? Do you want to book an appointment? Do you want to book a test? This is nothing but example of AI chatbot. Then we also have got voice chatbots, like we call on any helpline number, and then they direct us. Press 1, press 2, press 3. AI technology is transforming into surgery. There are various applications. Most commonly that we all are aware of is AI-assisted robotic surgeries. Then we also have virtual nursing assistant that have been practiced in US, whereby besides every patient, they are keeping a screen where a real nurse is not there. But if the patient is having any problem, the patient can communicate via the machine, and machine can at least give some sort of sympathetic relief till the actual nurse arrives. Then we have got AI-assisted medical diagnosis, medical image analysis, drug discovery, etc. Most common that is very much beneficial for all of us is that the research is currently going on is automatic ganglion detection for improving the efficiency and accuracy of Hirschsprung disease diagnosis. We all know, like, when we open the abdomen and we have to send the frozen for Hirschsprung disease, like, which will be the segment that will be coming out. So many a times we have been blundered by false negative or false positive test. So in this, if you are able to generate an application whereby the machine is learned regarding, okay, this particular pattern will be ganglionic cells, so the result will be acquired easily, faster, and we can proceed ahead faster and just save the time of our surgery. There are few challenges in this. Number one is the cost. Obviously, India being a developing country, raising fund for usage of this application in the country is a big task. Second is automation bias. This means that the result is procured by a machine, so the result will be right. So this particular sense can sometimes be hazardous because whatever result the machine will give, it will be based on the details that we have been feeding the machine. Number three is reluctance. Many people are reluctant to use the AI application considering that it will take away our job. Number four is privacy and security. Like every other computer application, there is a chance that this system this may change the data of the patient inside and thus altering the future management plans. Fifth is accountability. There are no legal system actually established in any of the country. So as in if there is any error committed by the AI, who will be responsible for it? So there needs to be a system developed before the actual AI starts to be in real role. There is a fear that it may create unemployment, and last, there can be chance of lack of creativity. With this, I would like to end my session and I would like to invite Ashish to continue forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alish, for a wonderful introduction. Thank you for having me here. I am going to talk mainly about how AI is useful for surgeons. So, myself, I am Ashish Verma, MCH resident from Savai Mansingh Medical College, Jaipur. So, in broader term, artificial intelligence is actually the broad terminology. So, machine learning and deep learning are the subsets of artificial intelligence. So, already my colleague had discussed what is machine learning and deep learning. So, they are basically subsets, and machine learning will only have inputs and outputs, whereas deep learning is usually more complex, which will involve neural networks. So in deep learning, for examples of deep learning or voice assistants like Siri and Alexa. So in machine learning, there are two types of learning. One is supervised and unsupervised learning. So when it comes to supervised learning, you will have specific signals. So it can be you label the data. So you say that this is a apple, this is a ball, this is a cat. So you label the data and teach the computer. So here the student is the computer and we are the lecturers or teachers. So we give supervisions and we supervise and we teach the computer. So in this way, this is supervised learning. And what is unsupervised learning? You actually will not have specific labeled data sets assigned, but you will have some sorts of hints. So usually by seeing the size, shape and etc., it can identify ultimately it is a ball or bat or whatever it is. So basically you will not have any supervision signals in that. So by our understanding from childhood, we know this is a cat. This is also a cat. How are we identifying this is a cat or not it is a dog? Because we have seen it from childhood, but this cat is different from this cat again. So still we know that these are all cats. So again, this is a cat, this is a sleeping cat. So same thing we are doing for the computer. So we teach the computer these are cats. By how do we do this? So we just feed the computer with all the images of cats and we just tell that this is a cat. So ultimately, by the end of the day, after getting so many inputs and outputs, this will realize that this is a cat. This is an example of classical example of supervised learning. And by seeing this image, I actually didn't know what this fruit is. So I just got it from internet and I have posted it here. So, but I know this is a fruit. So, but I don't know what fruit this is because this is an exotic fruit. So it is actually a salak or a snake fruit which is available only in Indonesia. So, but I know this is a fruit. How do I know that this is a fruit? Because of seeing the shape, size and structure, etc. Similarly, for the computer also, we will give different types of fruits, apple, lemon, sorry. So all such sorts of fruits will feed the computer and ultimately it can identify that it is a fruit. So this is something called as unsupervised learning. So basically, what role does surgeons have in AI? So that is what mainly my talk is about. So apart from doing OT, we surgeons have a key role in in data labeling as far as the medical field is concerned. So we sit and label the data so that it can the computer can analyze and ultimately give the desired output what we require. So that is what it is. So how do we collect the data? How do we label the data? That is all the garbage in and the garbage out. So whatever the input we give, the computer will give it as an output. But that is that is not what we need. But so we have to be street smart and give the data which is only required or only that has to be uh, come out as a desirable output for, as far as our surgical point of view is concerned. So we have to tailor the input data which has to be fed into the computer. So that is giving good data is very important rather than giving the entire data. So bad training data will result ultimately in the bad results, and good training data will give you a good result. Example is, see for example, if I am working in South India, I will not see a lot of pouch colon cases, but North India has a lot of pouch colon cases. So if I make a demographic, I wanted to create an algorithm for anorectal malformation, and I have not included pouch colon cases because I am working in South India. And I cannot release the algorithm for anorectal malformation like that. It is a flawed data because when it is released in the North India, it will not pick up the pouch colon. So this is what will give the bad result. So as surgeons, we have to do some work for the machine. So we have to collect the data, we have to clean the data, and we have to label the data. So this is all human work, computers can't do. So data entries, online surveys, just like we have seen, and documents, and these are all comes under data collection. Whereas data cleaning we will handle the missing data, remove the duplicate entries, as well as the inaccurate data, flawed data, or repeated data. All these we remove from the data, whichever we have got it from, and we will label the data. Sorry. So how do we label the data? We have open source annotation tools to label the data. So by that we can label the data. So this is an example of we labeling the gallbladder. This is we have done a manual labeling, so we can label the gallbladder, cystic artery, cystic duct manually. So we teach the computer that this is a gallbladder by throwing it so many thousands of images, and ultimately it can identify the gallbladder. So in a pediatric surgery perspective view, I would like to tell one example, like again anorectal malformation. So the PC line, if we sit and teach the computer that this is a PC line by throwing so many images of CTPL X-rays, so that it can ultimately identify what the PC line, and it can give you the diagnosis of high, intermediate, and low AR. So we are using tools for, these are all open annotation tools. I just put as an example. So ITK, Snap, and CVAT are the tools for annotating. So these are all open source annotative tools which are easily available in internet, and these are all easy to learn for clinicians as well as non-computer researchers. So what they actually do is we can edit and segment the tools in this. So we can annotate the tools, we can edit the tools. So this is one work which we have done in our college, SMS Medical College. So we identified the ureteric orifice. This is a manual labeling of the ureteric orifice that we have done. So we have done almost like 1,000 ureteric orifice identified manually and annotated them. So the outputs of them will be discussed by Dr. Vinayak Rangan in the next talk. So I will like to conclude my talk here. Thank you for the time and attention. Thanks.